So let's start working on that shopping list form. As mentioned, I want to use the template-driven approach. So in the shopping list added component here, we already got our form element up here. Now Angular will already take control over this, and we already got the forms module added in app module by default. We of course will need this too. So with the form here, we now can start working on our form controls. I will get rid of these local references. I will no longer use that approach. I will also get rid of the click listener on the add button. Instead, I want to use ng submit to submit the form and then call on add item here. I also will get access to the form created by Angular. And as you learned, we can get access by placing a local reference on the form element. And now this would give us access to the form element itself. But by setting this equal to ngForm, we get access to this JavaScript object Angular created behind the scenes. And now we can simply pass this object to this onAddItem method. So that is how we can submit the form, but we also should register some controls. We got a couple of controls here. Let's start with the first one. Here on the name control, I will assign a name, so the name attribute of name. So a lot of names here, but of course the name between the quotation marks is the name of the property we'll later have in this form object Angular created. And I will assign ngModel to this input so that we register it as a control in our template-driven form. Now for the second input, the name will be amount, and then I'll also add ngModel and make sure that you import it from forms module, otherwise this is not available. So we should have this control added to our form too. And the add button here will submit the form because it's the only button of type submit. The other two buttons are of type button. So in onAddItem in this TypeScript file now, I no longer will use my element refs here. So I can remove these declarations here. I can get rid of the viewChild and element ref import, and I can get rid of these two lines where I extract the data. I still want to create a new ingredient, but now we will simply get the form here, and it will be of ngForm, so of this type. Since this is the form, we will get the value of the form on the value property. Now we can simply use the value and access name to get the name of the ingredient and value amount to get the amount, because name and amount were the names we specified here in our template on these input elements. Well, let's see if this works. If I save this and we go back to the shopping list, ngStirf is still running. Here, if I add bread, 1, that looks good. Works like before, but now using the better approach of using the built-in tools and therefore building a better form. Now we can also take advantage of validation and so on, and that is something I will do in the next lecture.